Hello Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Capricorn, today we're going to go over your overall energy as well as your person's overall energy. So with all that being said, Capricorn, let's get started. How does Capricorn currently view this relationship? So we do have the Knight of Pentacles, we do have the King of Wands, and then we also have the Five of Wands. Okay. Alrighty then. In regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, I feel like you're connecting with somebody who's very like territorial and like possessive of you. I am definitely getting that. I also feel like this person might even be like the jealous type, because I'm also getting that off of this person's energy as well. I just kind of feel like maybe, just maybe, this person might have like Taurus within their chart, because Tauruses are known for being very territorial. So I don't know, maybe you're connecting with a Taurus, or maybe this person might have Taurus somewhere within their chart. But yeah, dude, I feel like you're connecting with somebody who might just be the jealous type, who might just be the territorial type and the possessive type. I am definitely getting that strongly. This person might be older than you. If they're not older than you, they might just have more life experience than you do. But I would love to look at your energy a little bit more. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles. You know, I feel like at times you wonder, like, why this person is this way with you, like the jealous type, the territorial type. This person might even find it very, very difficult. I am definitely getting that, to like trust you. I am definitely getting that. I feel like at times you tend to wonder, like, why is this person like that, like with me? Like, why does this person always think I'm doing something behind their back? Why does this person think this? Why does this person think that? You know, on a soul level and on an intuitive level, you know that you're connecting with the one. I am definitely getting that. You know, this is somebody that you have a lot of emotions for. In fact, I feel like you were head over heels in love with this one. I am definitely getting that. I also feel like you're a little crazy about them, but that's okay, because I feel like this person's kind of cuckoo crazy about you too. So, I mean, two crazy people, I mean, it's wonderful. Just don't burn the house down, you feel me? But other than that, I just kind of feel like at times you tend to wonder, like, why is this person like that with me? Like, I don't understand. Why is this person like this with me? Why is this person like that with me? You know, if they only knew how much I love them, if they only knew how much they mean to me, you know, maybe this person wouldn't be this way with me. Maybe this person doesn't know. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe this person just doesn't know, you know, how much you really love them and how much they mean to you. Maybe they just don't know. All right, how does this person currently view this relationship? Okay. Alrighty then. In regards to how this person's currently viewing you and this dynamic that they share with you, first things first, let's focus on the positive and end on the negative. Why not, right? With the Hierophant coming out here to the Hangman, you are all this human sees, you are all this human wants. But the feeling is essentially mutual. It is. It truly is. But see, that's like their issue here, right? Is that they know. They know they mean well. They just don't know if you do. They know that you are literally all they see and all that they essentially want. They just don't know if that is basically like the case for you. But it is. That's the thing. But it is. And see, the thing is that because they know that they mean well, and they don't know if you do, it causes them to essentially feel like they could be, you know, they could potentially be signing themselves up to get hurt and disappointed. They know you are all that they essentially see and want. They just don't know if that's the case for you, which causes them to essentially feel like they could be signing themselves up to get hurt and disappointed. Oh man, if this person only knew how crazy you are about them. Jeez. I don't think that they would be, I don't think that this person would be as worried as they are when it comes down to getting hurt and disappointed, you know, by you. You know what I mean? How does Capricorn currently feel? We have the Nine of Pentacles, we got the 10 of Swords, and then we also have the Empress. You know, yeah. You come off to me as somebody who lives like a very how do I say this? Which there's nothing wrong with this, by the way, but you come off to me as like a very like simple person. Like, all you really do is focus on them and your relationship with them, as well as like your career or your business if you have one. Nothing more, nothing less. Like, you just come off to me as like a very simple person. You know what I mean? Like, that's all that you really do is just focus on you, your relationship with them, as well as like your career or your business if you have one. Outside of that, like that's really all you do. You know what I mean? Um, is basically what I'm gathering. That's all you do is just focus on you, your relationship with them, and your career or your business if you have one. For some of you, you could very well be students with that page coming out here. So let's just throw in your education as well. That's literally all you do. That's all you do. That's all you do. That's all you do. That's all you do is basically what I'm gathering. I would like to look at this Ten of Swords a little bit more because I feel like their way of being with you, does affect you to a degree is what I'm getting. Tell me more about oh, geez. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the way that they are with you does affect you to a degree. I am definitely getting that. Like, for example, dealing with this individual might give you anxiety. Dealing with this, individual, I am definitely getting that it does give you anxiety at times. It does cause you to kind of overthink things at times. Like, okay, like if I go off and do this, are they going to think this? Are they going to think that I'm doing this? Are they going to think that I'm doing that? Like, should I do this? Because if I do this, are they going to get upset or are they going to be okay with this? What should I do? Like, I feel like you tend to like go through that, I would say, in this dynamic that you share with this person, where you tend to kind of like question every little thing that you do. Like, damn, should I go off and do this? Because like, what if they get pissed off at me? Or what if this person thinks that I'm doing this? What if this person thinks that I'm doing that? Let me not do that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you tend to like do that a lot in this dynamic that you share with this person. Yeah, I feel like their way of being definitely does like affect you. I am definitely getting that. It does definitely affect you to a degree. With the Six of Pentacles coming out here, despite the fact that your relationship with this person affects you the way that it affects you, like I said, it might give you, anxiety. It might install some fear within you, things of that nature. I feel like you still want to make this relationship between the two of you work either which way. Even if it is affecting you in a negative way, which from the looks of it, it is affecting you in a negative way to a degree. I wouldn't say it's like fully affecting you. Like, I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but I feel like to a degree, it is definitely affecting you from the looks of it. But despite the fact that it does affect you in a negative way to a degree, you still want to make this relationship between the two of you work. I just feel like it confuses the hell out of you why this person is the way that they are, because it's like, I keep wanting to go back to the way that you live your life. Like, I just feel like you live a very like simple life, you know what I mean? Which is, there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? You just live a very simple fucking life. It's like all you do is like focus on you and your relationship with them, your education, your job, your career, your business, and that's about it. Like, that's literally that's it. You're not focused on anybody else, you know what I mean? But them. And on top of that, it's like the amount of emotions that you have for this person is just beyond words, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that confuses the hell out of you. Like, damn, like, why is this person like that? Like, for some of you, it may have crossed your mind that, well, maybe this person is the way that they are with me because they're doing something. I don't think that you really believe that they actually are, but I think that it has crossed your mind at some point. Like, maybe this person is like that because they're doing something behind my back. You know what I mean? I don't think that you really believe that. Yeah, no, I don't think that you really, really believe that. But I just kind of feel like you just don't have like a rational like explanation to give to yourself as to why this person is the way that they are with you. Okay. How does this person currently feel? How does this person currently feel? Okay. Y'all come on. Okay. See, that's the thing. And I think that that's kind of why you don't actually believe that this person, is doing anything behind your back. I don't feel like y'all have time to do anything behind each other's backs. And it has a lot to do with the way that y'all live your lives. Like, you guys are like very simple people to me, which, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with that. Again, it's like all they really do is focus on themselves, their relationship with you, their education, their career, their business if they have one, and yeah, that's about it. That's all they really do. Um, that's all this human really does, with their time, is basically what I'm getting. So I don't feel like y'all have time to fuck around on each other. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't feel like you have time to fuck around, and I don't feel like they have time to fuck around. See, the thing is that they don't have time to fuck around. But for whatever odd reason, it's like they think you do. That's the thing. They think you got time. You know what I mean? But you really don't. You know what I mean? You really, really don't. The same things that take up their time and energy are the same things that take up your time and energy. So just like they don't have time to mess around, neither do you. Because the same things that take up your time and energy are the same things that take up their time and energy. Y'all both live very similar lives is basically what I'm trying to say here. It's like, for example, like y'all both wake up every morning. You guys get ready. You guys go to work. You do your 9 to 5. Y'all come back home. Y'all cook dinner. Attend to the kids if y'all have any. Attend to your goldfishes, your cats, your dogs. Watch some TV. Go to bed. Wake up the next morning. Do the same thing all over again. Like, so it's like, I don't know. This is very fascinating to me because it's like this person, again, it's like they know that they don't have time to mess around on you, but y'all live very similar lives. So it's like if they don't have time to mess around on you, what makes them think you got time? You see what I mean? Like, that's like the confusing part. You know what I mean? That's like the confusing part of it all. Yeah, I can see why you're confused. I can see why you're confused. Because I feel like the main reason why you think this person's not doing anything behind your back, although it has crossed your mind, is the way that they live their life. They wake up every morning. They do their 9 to 5. They come back home. They cook dinner. They watch some TV, take a shower, and go to bed, and then wake up, the next morning to do it all over again. So it's like in your head, you're just like, yeah, this person doesn't have time to fucking mess around. Like, even if they wanted to, they don't have time. They don't have time, but y'all live similar lives. You know what I mean? So it's like, why is it that they don't have time, but you do? It doesn't make sense, but whatever. Let's keep going. What actions... Okay. What actions will Capricorn take towards this human or moving forward? We got the 4 of Pentacles. We got the 2 of Pentacles. We also have the Moon. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the 3 of Swords. We also have the... Nah, I wouldn't go as far as to even say that either, though, Capricorn. Sorry, let me tell you what I'm seeing, and then I'll let you... Sorry, I'm over here like responding back to your energy over here, Anyways, in regards to how you plan on moving forward, this to me feels like the energy that you're harnessing moving forward more than anything. It's not like an action that you're taking in their direction or anything like that. It's just the energy that you're harnessing moving forward, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. With the 4 of Pentacles to 2 of Pentacles to the Moon coming out here, to the 3 of Swords, to the Ace of Wands, to the Queen of Cups. I think that you're coming down to this conclusion that maybe, just maybe, this person just doesn't want this. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this person just doesn't want this dynamic that they share with you. Like, they make it seem like they do. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because I'm not getting that from this person. Whatsoever, to be completely honest. I wouldn't say all of that. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say all of that. I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I think I know what's going on here, though, with your person. Because your person is showing up as a King of Wands. So let's talk about what I'm kind of sensing and feeling. We're obviously going to confirm this, okay? But I don't think that this is why they are the way that they are. I think that they are the way that they are due to who they used to be prior to essentially meeting you and the things that they used to do prior to essentially meeting you. King of Wands is known for being like a playboy playgirl like energy. So prior to essentially meeting you, this person could have broken a lot of hearts. Prior to essentially meeting you, this person could have played a lot of people. Prior to essentially meeting you, this person could have lied to a lot of people, led a lot of people on, made people think, believe in, and feel things that they really didn't think, believe in, or feel about that individual that they were essentially dealing with. And I feel like this old version of them is essentially haunting them. That's primarily what I'm getting here off of this person's energy and what could be happening here in this particular situation. Now, before I continue, I'm gonna have to pause this because the guy who cuts my grass just showed up and it's gonna get loud. So 1 second. Okay, we're back. Let's look at this King of Wands energy here, shall we? All right, tell me more about this King of Wands energy. Tell me more about the King of Wands. We have the Judgment card in the reverse. So, yeah, I mean, this person wasn't necessarily the best version of themselves prior to essentially meeting you. I am getting that. Okay, let's see. We have the we got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the not only was this person not the best version of themselves in the past, I am definitely getting that they were also like very, very indecisive. Like in other words, like they would find themselves meeting someone that they really, really like, but then they'll, find themselves like second guessing themselves to the point where they won't, essentially follow through within that dynamic, with that particular person. Even if they really did like that person, like they will find themselves really liking that person to the point where they'll allow themselves to go there with that person. And it's like once reality starts to sink in and they realize, oh shit, like I'm putting myself in that predicament to get hurt and disappointed, they'll like instantly switch up on that person and run in the opposite direction is kind of what I'm also gathering. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This person was very unpredictable, also like very, very unreliable, but I'm primarily getting that they had a difficult time like following through on things. Like if they told somebody, I really, really like you, you know what I mean? Instead of them following through and going off and building a life with that person, they'll like switch up on that person like halfway, you know what I mean? And then run in the opposite direction. At the bottom of the deck, we do have, okay, that makes a lot of sense with the Nine of Cups. I feel like this person feels far more safe and secure being single and alone than they do in a relationship, is basically what I'm getting, which also kind of prompts this person to switch up on people from time to time is basically what I'm getting. As much as this person wants to switch up on you, and let's be honest, I'm sure the thought has crossed this person's mind. Let's not pretend that it hasn't, okay? I'm pretty sure that it has crossed this person's mind as far as running in the opposite direction of you is concerned and switching up on you is concerned. I just think that this person likes you more than they've liked anybody else. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest this morning. Let's be honest this morning, okay? Like, I'm pretty sure they liked a few people, on their journey. Up until they essentially met you, though, like, it's different. It's just so fucking different, you know what I mean? You're so fucking different, So I feel like this is kind of why this person has yet to honestly switch up on you. And honestly, I don't foresee them doing it anyways because you're just so different, and like the emotions that they have for you is 10 times stronger than like anyone else, you know what I mean, that they've ever like dealt with or been involved with is basically what I'm getting. All right, so this whole like I just think that it's because they don't really love me or want to be with me, no, like that's definitely not it. If it was, I would have just told you that's the case, get rid of this fool immediately. But I'm not getting that at all from this person. No, I'm not getting that. No, I think that this person needs to hurry up and just pick a side of the fence already, because this inner conflict that they're experiencing within this dynamic that they basically share with you is just going to create more tension and conflict here between the two of you. they need to pick a side of the fence. They're either in or they're out, but they need to make that choice and stick with it. And going back to what I already said about this person, prior to them meeting you, they'll find somebody that they really, really like, and halfway through, they'll turn around and just switch up on that person. You know what I mean? Out of fear, you know, out of the, what if this happens? What if that happens? You know what I mean? This person does come off to me as somebody who is very misunderstood. Like, I'm not trying to paint this person to be like the bad guy or like the bad girl. Like, I feel like there is a reason to this person's madness. I am definitely getting that. And it all kind of boils down to like fear, you know, with this individual. So I think that, you know, there's a lot of people from this person's past that may look at them like they're a real douchebag. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't blame these people for looking at them in that way. Do I think that they are like a certified like douchebag? I wouldn't go as far as to say that. I just kind of feel like this person's very misunderstood. And I think that this is that type of person that, you know, just gets scared easily. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't think that they're a douchebag. I just think that they're just misunderstood. Makes sense? All right. So, back to this energy. If this person doesn't make their mind up when it comes down to you, they're going to continue to experience this inner conflict within them. And that's going to pour onto this dynamic that they share with you, because I'm pretty sure you've heard this saying before. Pretty sure, you know, it's kind of like that, you know, as above, so below. Like, what goes on within a person internally will eventually manifest itself externally. So because this person's experiencing a lot of inner conflict, you're going to find yourself experiencing a lot of conflict with them. You know what I mean? But all of this is happening because what goes on internally will eventually manifest itself externally. And that's kind of why we see you guys arguing. That's kind of why we see them, you know, at your throat at times, like, what are you doing? Who the hell is this? Who the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of why we see them like acting this way. It's not because, honestly, it's not because they want to be this way. It's just, they just can't help themselves. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you got to understand through their perspective, they know that they mean well. They don't know if you do. They know that they're trustworthy. They don't know if you are. They know that, you know, they really want this. I don't know if you do, you know what I mean? But the mind-blowing part of this entire fucking reading is that you're just as invested as they are. I know, it's a shocker, right? It's a shocker, but yeah, that's like, they need to pick a side of the fence, okay? They just need to pick a side of the fence already. They're either going to see this through and just say, screw it, you know what I mean? Whatever happens, happens. Or they're just going to continue to, you know, allow themselves to experience this inner conflict, you know, within them, you know? Either which way, the choice is entirely up to them. I would like to see what else we can get here. I just want to see if we're going to see any progress. I think that eventually we'll see some progress from eventually, okay? Keyword eventually. Eventually we'll see some progress coming from this person, or eventually you will see some progress here within this dynamic that you share with this person. In other words, they'll eventually pick a side of the fence. And I feel like, you know, what they're going to choose in the end is you and what they want with you, and whatever the fuck happens, happens. You know what I mean? Whatever happens, happens, you guys. Whatever happens, happens. Like, you know what's crazy to me is that you actually showed up as a high priestess. They are showing up as a hierophant. Technically speaking, the high priestess and the hierophant, these two are actually married to one another. Y'all could be married. That's a possibility. Or marriage could come out of this entire situation. But I want to focus more so on the mentality that the high priestess has and the mentality that the hierophant energy has. I want to focus on that. I want everybody to focus on that real quick, okay? The high priestess, you know, it's especially when it comes down to like when they're in a relationship and the type of mentality that they have. Giving up on your significant other is not a fucking option in your mind. Just like with the hierophant, giving up is not an option. It is not an option. It is not an option. It is not a damn option. All right. That's the mentality that you guys have towards one another. So shit could go south, shit could hit the fan and everything. You know what I mean? You ain't going nowhere. They're not going nowhere. Nobody's going anywhere, because leaving this right here is not an option in your mind, and it's not an option in their mind. It's just not an option. It's not an option. I don't know if you guys are currently married. If you guys are not currently married, y'all are practicing marriage with one another. I don't know if y'all are, obviously realizing that here or not. I don't know if they realize that or not, but through the good and the bad times, you gonna stick around. Through the good and the bad times, they're gonna stick around. You see what I mean? That's the mentality that you guys have. Like, say for example, you were like a Queen of Wands and they were like a King of Wands like energy, which they used to be a King of Wands like energy, which I'm pretty sure this person has done this many times in their past. The moment somebody does something to hurt them, rub them the wrong way, give them a reason, to not trust that individual that they're dealing with, they will cut that person off in a freaking heartbeat and they won't even think about it twice. In other words, prior to meeting you, they didn't really have a forgiving heart like they do now. So you're that type of person that could turn around and make a mistake, hurt their feelings in the process of it all, and they'll still stick by your side, because they have a forgiving heart. Now, something that they didn't necessarily have prior to meeting you. I do feel like this relationship has definitely changed this person's heart. I am definitely getting that. Not to say that this human was heartless prior to meeting you. It's just to say that they just weren't a very forgiving person prior to meeting you. It's like the moment somebody did them wrong, they're very quick to be like, all right, peace out, see you later. Not really, you know what I mean? And they'll just cut that person out of their life in a fucking heartbeat and they wouldn't even think about it twice. You know what I mean? With you, it's like they don't have the heart anymore to do that. You see what I mean? Like, you've definitely changed this person's heart. This relationship has also changed this person's heart, as well. And I say this a lot in my readings. Energy is energy and it rubs off. Because you're more than likely that type of person that does have a forgiving heart, it's rubbing off on them. You know what I mean? So I do feel like that's definitely what more than likely is going on here as well. But they'll eventually pick a side of the fence. They'll eventually pick a side of the fence. I do see it happening. Keyword eventually. Eventually, this person's making this journey between the two of you more challenging and difficult than honestly what it needs to be. This constant, but what if this happens and what if that happens and yada, 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 yada. You know what I mean? Is what keeps them in this low vibrational state that they themselves honestly don't even want to be in. And as much as they don't want to be in this low vibrational state and experience all this tension and conflict within you, they're still in this low vibrational state and they're still experiencing this, inner conflict, right, within them as well as within this dynamic that they basically share with you. And it's mainly because they have yet to pick a side of the fence. You're either going to see this through or you're not going to see this through. That's it. You know what I mean? And if you do see this through, this whole, but what if this happens or what if that happens? You got to let it go. Like, you got to let it go. And I know it's one of those things where it's like, it is easier said than done. The point that I'm making is that it's possible. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. It's possible. You know what I mean? Like, why worry yourself to death over the, but what if this and what if that? Most of the things that we as humans tend to worry ourselves to death with don't actually come into fruition. Like, think about the last time you were extremely worried over something and it didn't actually happen. You know what I mean? Like, most of the things that we worry, we worry ourselves over doesn't actually come into fruition. Like, my daughter is very much so like that. Like, my daughter, like, she truly does strive for perfection. When it comes down to her grades, which, listen, I ain't complaining, okay? There's times where she'll like take an exam and she'll come back home and she's like, Mom, I don't know. I think I got it better. I think I got a bad grade, Mom. I think I got it bad. And she'll be freaking out and everything, okay? She'll be freaking out and everything. And every time she does this, I always like remind her, like, you always do this. Like, you always like freak yourself out, like, to the point where she will literally have like a full-blown panic mode, okay? So I have to literally calm her down. But it's like, I have to remind her every time you get this way, you know what I mean? things don't actually turn out the way you think it's going to turn out. In other words, she thinks she's going to get a bad grade, and then she doesn't end up getting a bad grade. She ends up getting like an A+ or like an A- or something like that. You know what I mean? But in her head, she's thinking, oh, I'm going to get an F. I'm going to get an F, mom. I just know it. I just know it. It's just like, okay, well, yeah, you said that 20 to 30 times before, you know what I mean? And it never happened. It never happened. So it's like, she's starting to kind of get to this point where she's learning to just, accept the things that she can control and accept the things that she can't. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. If she gets an F, man, she gets an F, which I hope she never does. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like she's starting to learn that she just needs to just let go. And you know what? Whatever happens, happens. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Of stressing yourself out. It's not going to turn that F into an A. Even though she's never gotten an F before, it's like I noticed she's starting to really learn that. And that's something that this person needs to learn, is that, I get it. You have your worries and your concerns and the whole, what if this and what if that? But it's like, it could happen. I'm not going to say it's not, but I'm not going to say it is going to happen. But point is that there's a possibility that it may not even happen. Most of the things that we worry about as humans doesn't actually come into fruition. And this person needs to also understand and accept this, because that's what's going on within them. This person's being troubled by their old self. They're being haunted by their old self. Okay. So you got to keep this in mind. This person did a lot of people wrong. So in their head, they're thinking, well, shit, if I was capable of doing X, Y, and Z wrong, who's to say Capricorn's not? You see what I mean? They're being troubled by their old self. This has more to do with who they used to be than anything. Now, this person that they used to be is not a person you need to worry about, because they're not that person anymore. So I don't want you guys thinking, oh my God, I just done land me, a fucking player here. What the hell am I going to do now? No. This person that they used to be is not the person that I see them today. This person has definitely grown and evolved and changed as an individual since, they have gotten with you, is basically what I'm getting. But I don't want you walking around like, oh my God, I didn't land me a player. And oh my God, now what am I going to do? I'm screwed, No. I just feel like this person needs to recognize and just be aware, like, what's going on. Like, they just need to be aware that the reason why they are looking at you like you're out to get them is because, again, they're being troubled by this old version of them. You know what I mean? So once this person realizes, all right, boom, like, that's what's going on with me. Like, I think that they can start, taking steps towards, overcoming that and making peace with that. And realizing that, just because they used to be a specific type of way in the past doesn't make you, that way. Doesn't necessarily mean that now everybody's out to get them. You see what I mean? But yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will